G'day, welcome to Real Action. Michael Guest, Wayne Gordon. We've got mate Dom Thornely. Put the cricket bat down for a minute. He's come out to have a bit of a fish. Your favourite fishing, snapper fishing?
My favourite, by far and away, my favourite.
And one of the best times to go is right now. If you can see behind us, massive swell over the last few days. I think out of Coffs Harbour, they recorded 10 metres on the wave recorder. Boy, it's backed off to a degree. So this is the first day we could get out. So we're going to hunt around in close, going to troll some hard bodies around. We've got vibes, we've got stick baits to throw for a mackerel if we mark one.
Are we going to throw a plastic?
Oh, I don't know. Can we do something a bit different? Don loves catching snapper on plastics. I do have a big bag of them there for you. They're like treats later.
They're like lollies, mate.
But we're actually going to trial some hard body lures to start with and see if we can't find one. So a bit of a run here. It's got to be a little bit safe. The swell's still probably at about 4 metres, some of the bigger ones. We're in the big boat today, the 760, so it's no problems to handle that, but we're going to have to work as a team and keep an eye on things. The boys have put a spread of deep diving hard body lures out. We've got one that gets down about 8 metres, the other ones are about 7 metres. Got them a fair way back, doing about sort of 3 knots. And we're just going to work the structure at the moment. So the swell's been really big. It would have been breaking on this one here when it was really huge. It's backed off now. So you see the contours if I zoom in there. Actually, I'll go to the bigger page so you can see these contours here. So they're what we call the ramps. So it ramps up onto that reef and depends on which way the current's flowing. So the current's coming downhill, the snapper will be sitting on this pressure ramp. Swell's been going that way and breaking, so it would have washed off, you know, sea urchins and crabs and all sorts of food. So they'll be hanging around that back edge. So I'll just do a bit of a lap around here and keep an eye on the actual sounder picture. So we've got down scan, side scan, and the conventional sounder picture there as well. Nothing on there at the moment, but once we mark some bait and find some snapper, we'll work that area. And fingers crossed we'll get a bite.
We're on here, we've got a bit of weight on this here, Guesty. It
Righto.
hasn't done a lot at all. What is this?
That?
I don't know, mate.
It's a sawtail surgeon.
There you
I
go.
think. Is it sawtail surgeon fish?
Well, I've never caught one of them.
Well, technically you still haven't caught one.
Mate, the hook's in it.
Counts?
Technically you still haven't caught one because you've jagged him. I'm pretty sure that's a surgeon fish, a sawtail surgeon fish.
There you go.
But that is the last thing I thought we'd catch on the troll.
Look at that. Well, don't catch them,
I don't know
mate.
what to say.
Hey, better
It's
than a rock pod.
amazing. I'll do the honours and
All right, you can do that,
let
mate.
us go for you. There you go, the first ever sawtail surgeon on Real Action. There you go, bud. Go on.
Yep. There you Guesty.
Go, mate.
Oh, it's just come out the water, that fish.
Oh, it might be a
There
big...
it is. It's on the
There he
surface.
is.
Oh, it might be a big Taylor,
Taylor.
actually.
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
it
There
is.
you go. Oh, that's a crack of that one. Woo!
Right in the wash he was.
Oh, it's a nice tail.
It is a nice tail, mate.
Oh, yes.
Very nice
That'll
tailor.
kick things off. That's a chunky tailor, that one. Look at those pliers there.
Nice tailor.
Solid fish.
Swallow that.
Let's grab that vibe just on the back corner. They're pretty tough, the soft plastics on those. They'll handle a little bit of that, but don't forget they've got those razor sharp teeth, Taylor, and they love being under the bubbles. I'm sure there's some snapper there somewhere. It'll be sitting underneath the bubbles. We've been trialling our hard bodies around. But I just couldn't resist having a cast in the wash. So I've been on the well driving. So important to work as a team when you're fishing like this because the swell's really big at the moment. We've come away from it a bit. We're in a safe zone. Shallow there, deep on this side, breaking, and then you feel safe? I hope so.
Oh, mate, I've got a rally car driver in at the wheel.
You should feel
How
safe.
safe can I feel?
Exactly.
Off you go, mate.
Yep. On the vibe, mate. He's going. Talking you there, man.
Mate, I downsized that vibe just to get the bite, and it seemed to have worked.
Yeah, you happy with where you are?
I'm happy. Oh, well, as happy as you can be in this situation.
Didn't know if you wanted me to get above it or you're right there.
No, I'm all right, mate, thanks.
All right, it's a bit of action here.
Yeah.
A bit of a trial round. Nothing's going to beat the swordtail surgeon fish.
It's staying on the surface, this one.
It mightn't be a snapper.
No.
All right, just got to keep an eye on where we are. Pretty safe here on the deeper side of this island. Swell's just been so big. That's why I thought we'd come and have a look. I don't know if you can see, there's like this bubble. It's like a cappuccino in here, all these bubbles, and they create shadows underneath, like big shaded areas, and the fish like to sit underneath those, so we're trying to take a bit of advantage of that at the moment.
I've got a long tail on here. I thought to start with it was a snapper, but the way that rod's bouncing.
Long-tail tuna.
Long-tail
Good
tuna.
Stuff. They're cool looking things, aren't they, boys?
Oh, mate.
Magic.
All right, here's your shot. Get it! Oh!
Yes.
There he is.
You've done that before, Dom. Oh,
There we go.
wow.
There you go.
Good fun on
Yeah.
that light tackle.
Yeah, a bit of 20-pound braid. Definitely give you a workout.
See if you can get him out there and show everyone, Gordo, I should say, what a long tail looks like. And we'll just keep our fingers away from those little sharp trebles.
Yep.
There he is.
They're a cool looking thing. You wonder why tunas go. They've got this amazing ability. Everything folds down, those pectoral fins fold in, and they're just an absolute bullet. Just be careful
Like
of that little vibe.
It's only a little vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only a little bit of blood kicking around there, but that won't be too bad. We'll get this
get
vibe out. You got him there, mate?
Only just.
Yeah, just. All right, best thing to do with a crazy long-tailed tuna,
Get him.
spear it back in, mate. Yeah, get him back in.
It's becoming, buddy.
He's gone. He's away. There's a bite there. You right there, Gordo?
Yeah, mate. Yep, I've got him in neutral for you.
Trying to keep away from the swell at the moment. There's just unbelievable amount of swell. I'm just doing a bit of headland hopping, heading back to the south, trying to find if we can find a patch of fish that's maybe in on the sand. It's been a little bit difficult to find so far today. So the way to sort of prospect around is to put the deep diving hard bodies out. Show me which one's that one, Dom. Bring that over here and show us which one that was. So that's a clear one. I know Gordo's a big fan of that one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So what's this one here, Gordo?
That's the bigger one, the deep diver one.
bigger one,
that had a bit of white in it.
So we're thinking this will be a snapper.
Well, let's hope so.
So this is a PE 2 to 4, 20 to 40 pound rod and 5,000 size reel. We're using 20 pound braid, bit of 40 pound leader, and then the hard body of your choice. So a little bit of a different technique, but certainly would work really well in Port Phillip Bay in Melbourne for snapper and places like that. So plenty of options. Right, Dom, here he comes.
There he is.
Get the net under there. Yeah.
That's a beauty.
Yes. Lift that up. That's a cracker. Well done. Come over here, Gordo. Gordo's he's down the coast a little bit further, but he's a massive fan of the hard body snapper, and yeah, we do a lot of soft plastic fishing. Dom said straight away, since I was coming up this part of Coffs, we're out of Coffs Harbour today. He said, Guesty, it better be soft plastics snapper. I said, well, it's snapper fishing. He said, oh, we're not bait fishing, are we? And I said, no, mate, but we're going to do something
Something totally different.
a little bit different, and we're going to chase them on hard-bodied lures. Look at that. That's a beautiful looking fish. Spectacular fish. And he's just climbed on that. So that snapper's obviously looked at that like it's a I don't know, slimy mackerel, I guess, or a yellowtail.
One of the two.
Yeah, and come along and whacked it. So we changed tactic a little bit.
We did. We come in a lot closer here because of the swell.
Yeah,
and that's
just,
where the
we've had what,
churned
4
up.
days of it? 4
Yeah,
days?
yeah.
Yeah, and just remember that these fish, they are just into whatever they can get their hands on easily. And after that big swell, you've got sea urchins and crabs and cungy and all sorts of things get washed up. So they're in here mooching around, and we're really just taking advantage of that at the moment. I can tell you that's a great way to catch a snapper in the middle of the day, covering some territory. You've got those deep diving hard bodies down, and there's the result. Off you go, bud, and we'll find you when you're a little bit bigger. Told you, Gordo. Tom.
Yeah, mate. There he is there. I can see him just coming through there, look.
Little snapper there. So I was not content trolling around as I never am, so I thought I'd cast a vibe around the front of the boat. Grab that, Dom. Nice little...
Nicely
Now,
done.
He's all right.
If we were going to cook one up for dinner, that's the size to keep, really, isn't it? So yeah.
Your effort.
Well-
We're trolling and he's up.
Yours
You're
out
at the
the
front
back.
casting. You've done well.
Just on the drop, when you get a quality vibe or vibration style soft plastic lure like that, a vibe we call them, they swim down really well. That's the secret. So when they shimmer down, the snapper will just come up and smack them on the way down. Well, you called it, didn't
Must
you?
have been the driving, I think.
I think it was a combination of supreme angling, great driving, and good advice from Dom. Something like that. Anyway, sounds good.
Yep, fish. What are you thinking, Dom? Just a bit of weight?
A little bit of weight. I'm not sure, because
Yeah.
this is totally new to me.
Yeah. So no head shakes like when you're using a soft plastic?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
There you go, mate.
I'll walk back.
That seems to be the problem.
There it is.
Yeah, he didn't really put up much of a fight, did he?
No, he
Like,
didn't.
because of that hook in the side like
Right on the
that?
side there, look at that.
Yeah. He must have just come up and had a bit of a swipe over it. And nice fish.
What's going on here, lads?
Well,
First for me, Guesty. First on a hard body.
That's good, isn't it? We've got a tide change happening right about now-ish.
Close to it, yeah.
And there's peak bite times, as we know. Sunrise, sunset. We've got sunset a way down the track, but the tide change, even in the middle of the day like this, it's, what is it, 1 o'clock, I think?
Yeah,
I know it's
about
lunchtime.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
hungry?
I'm starving.
Yeah.
So's he, obviously.
Yeah, well, that's good to see. And that clear coloured lure always seems a bit of a favourite too. It seems to work really, really well. Most bait fish have that clearish sort of appearance, don't they? A lot of them anyway,
yeah.
so I think that's why that works.
both of these lures, as we come over that spot, they just start bumping the bottom, and as soon as they come over the rise, that's when you hit it.
Bang.
Yeah.
And when we look on the sand there, you can see where the rocks and all of that broken ground meets the sand, and that's always the gun area. When
Yep.
I started snapper fishing a fair while ago now, that's what we used to do, anchor up and try and have our bait when we were bait fishing right where the reef meets the sand or the gravel, that transition zone's where the fish are hanging out.
There you go.
Get him in the water there. Give him a bit of a... There he goes. It's a really good looking area here, lots of wash, but wind's picked up a bit now, so just to hold us in position, put the electric motor down, we'll hit that electric anchor button, and we're just going to throw some vibes around. In the wash, the swell's finally backed off a little bit. You can see it looks a bit flatter out that way. It's been really big pretty well all day today, so we'll just fish an area, move ourselves along, and just sort of sneak around, see if we can't find a snapper. There's also a big tailer in this wash here as well, and it's sort of that time of day where they'll be out and about. So electric motors now are just ridiculous. I reckon they've been probably the best thing that's happened to this style of fishing has been electric motors. They're just insane.
Oh! Back again.
Yeah, you got
He's
it.
there. He's there.
Go,
It's one
Gordy.
behind you.
I think I might have foul hooked something, fellas.
What have you got?
No. Nothing much, I don't think, mate. Maybe a tailor. But you notice he come back about three times.
I reckon he came back towards you.
Saw it hit you and...
There it is on the top there.
What is it? Oh, that's a big tail.
He's a nice one.
Hang on 2 secs, see what I can lift him up for you.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Look out.
Look out.
Look out, he says.
That's a big one. Tuck him in tight. You got him? Wow, that is a big tailor. Look at that.
Nice one.
How was it? That snapper came roaring up behind. The snapper was probably, what, 5 kilos or
Yep,
something.
chasing the tailor.
Came roaring up behind it. That was incredible.
There must be a few of these in here because I casted, whack, missed one again and again and finally hooked up.
Another bite. Yeah, he's a solid one. It's what you call a greenback. I grew up catching those with my dear old dad back in the day on the break wall at home, and you call that a greenback. That's a really solid fish.
Off you go, mate.
Marine Rescue New South Wales has more than 3,000 volunteers to help keep you safe on the water. You can log on with your local Marine Rescue base when you're heading out. You can call them back to check your marine radio is working. Best of all, they'll come to your rescue if you break down or worse. It costs a lot to provide this world-class service, so make sure you support your local volunteers whenever you get the chance. Marine Rescue New South Wales, volunteers saving lives on the water.
Yep, go. Got him, Gordo?
Yeah, mate. Just up
What are you calling it for?
Oh, I might be calling it for another little tailor, but
Another tailor.
I don't know, mate. Plenty of head shakes anyway.
That's good.
Oh,
On the surface.
There he is, jumping around. Straight
Nice one.
up and in. We can deal with him pretty quickly, I reckon. Yeah. Just. A pair of pliers are always handy when you're playing around with treble hooks, aren't they? You can have.
Thank
you
you.
have that.
oh,
No
no.
big red snapper chasing him.
You have that. And we'll get him back in the drink. Off you go, mate. Oh, come on.
Yes.
Yes. Got him.
Oh. Have you got
Come
him?
on.
Or has he got
Has
you,
he got
mate?
you?
I think
don't
he
know.
might have you.
That's a good fish. Just trying to steer him out. It's that time of day. Come on. We can't go any further back that way, so I reckon this is a nice one.
How you going over here?
I don't know, I'll tell you in a minute. I'm just,
He took you for a
Pumping
bit of
and
a run
whining.
there to start with.
yeah, this is a slightly heavier rod. This is the 10 to 15, so I'm gonna put a bit more herd on it. And I've got some 30-pound leader down to that vibe. But I reckon it's a quality snapper, this one.
Yep.
Just throwing those little vibes around. I added a little bit of scent just before I cast it, and I reckon that can make a difference sometimes. That's for sure.
When we got here, we were all saying how good it looks, and you proved it.
Well, I'm hoping we're going to get to see this fish. Certainly the afternoons, the swell might have backed off, but it's cloudy. It's probably a good afternoon to catch a snapper, really. Those low light conditions are just ideal. And I'm assuming this is a snapper. The way it's feeling through the rod tips, and it is, it's a quality fish. I can see it down there now. Oh, here he comes. So yeah, that is, come on, Gordo.
Well done.
All right. He's got the bump
That
on
is
his
a
head and
nice
everything.
fish.
That's a solid one. All right, let's have a look at him. Slide my sunnies off for a minute, and we'll just sneak my fingers in there. Carefully, hang on to that for me, Dom.
Yep, sure
Oh,
can.
and the rod too.
And the rod too, that'll help.
Just a bit more line. Got that line for me, bud.
There we go.
That's the go.
Beautiful
Look at that.
fish.
Nice fish.
And I know we've spoken about 1,000 times on Real Action how snapper have become this unbelievable sport fish.
Aren't they?
And you're definitely not arguing there, are you? You
Not
love
at
catching
all.
them.
I absolutely love it.
And look, the great thing today is, like that's on a vibe, so that's a quality fish on a vibe, that one there. And I know we probably could have caught a few extra fish on soft plastic so far, but it's cool doing something different. Gordo's into into the hard bodies.
Hard
So a little
bodies,
bit of
yeah.
that. I like my vibing. So there's
Yep.
a few different techniques, and they all have their situations where they work really well.
Absolutely.
Certainly vertically the vibes can be really good. The hard body trolling for snap is great to go and prospect around and find some new
which we've
country.
done earlier on.
Yeah. Don't worry, the's plenty of soft plastics there, and we might sneak one out a little
We
bit.
might. Are we due to get one yet? I mean, look at it. It's just, it's calling for it.
But, well, I've got to tell you, look at my little
Proof's in the pudding, isn't it?
coloured vibes done the job
Done
there.
the job as well.
Now that's a cracking catch. Have you been catching some ripper fish lately? Then send your photo into our Alfab's Cracking Catch competition at the Real Action Facebook page. To get you hooked up every week, we're giving away a Penn rod, reel and line combo, an awesome Ocean LED underwater light, along with some great gear from Valvoline to keep your marine engine and trailer lubricated.
Well, check that out. That's a beautiful snapper on a vibe, out of the wash. We've had a cracking day today. Highlight's got to be the sawtooth surge.
Sawtooth surge.
First
Sure
one
was.
ever on the Real Action. We've had long-tailed tuna. We've caught snapper on hard bodies and had some fun on the vibes as well. Dom Thornely, Michael Guest, Wayne Gordon. We'll catch you next time. Bye now. All right, mate. Let's get the hooks out of this one and get him back in the drink. Off you go, bud.
Real Action is brought to you by Pertec, with 102 service and supply centres around Australia for all your hydraulic and industrial hose requirements.